You know that feeling when you walk into a forest? That deep, almost sacred silence? It feels ancient, right? Peaceful. But what if it's not silent at all? What if, just beneath what we can hear, there's a massive, non-stop conversation going on? Well, it turns out there is, and today we're going to talk about how scientists finally figured out how to listen in.
So let's just start with this one. Simple idea. Picture a huge forest, right? Miles and miles of trees. Now, instead of us waiting for the leaves to turn brown and crunchy to know there's a problem, what if the forest itself could just send us a message? An alert that says, hey, we're thirsty over here. Sounds like something out of a movie, but it's exactly what's starting to happen.
And this is the line from the actual scientific paper that just stops you in your tracks. They're not being poetic here. This isn't a metaphor. After sifting through mountains of data from these new sensors, the scientists came to this one absolutely stunning conclusion. The forest is communicating. So naturally, the next question is, how on earth are we hearing it?
Right, so to eavesdrop on nature, you can't just stick a microphone on a tree trunk. It doesn't work like that. You have to build something entirely new, a translator, a kind of bridge between the silent biological world of plants and our noisy digital world of data. And that is precisely what these researchers set out to do. Okay, the hero of this whole story is the bionic sensor. The absolute best way to think about it is like an EKG, for your heart, but this is for a tree. Every living thing, plants included, generates these super faint electrical fields. These sensors are just sensitive enough to pick up on the tiny, tiny changes in that energy. It's like we finally got a stethoscope for plants.
So here's how the whole thing works, step by step. First, you've got the sensors on the plants picking up those raw electrical signals. Then, some hardware zaps that data over. But step 3, that's where the real magic happens. An AI, an artificial intelligence, starts digging through this constant stream of what looks like static, learning to spot specific patterns. And finally, it translates those patterns into alerts we can actually understand.
The Rosetta Stone analogy is just perfect for this. I mean, if you look at the raw electrical signals from a plant, they're as meaningless to us as ancient hieroglyphics. The AI is what cracks the code. It takes all that electrical noise and turns it into a language, a dictionary of what the plant is feeling and needing. So we've got the translator up and running. Now for the really exciting part, what secrets have we unlocked? What are the plants actually talking about? This is just a brilliant illustration of what's happening. On the left, that's the signal from a happy, healthy plant. See how it's stable and rhythmic? It's like a calm, steady heartbeat. But now look at the right. That is a plant that's starved for water. It's sending out these sharp, erratic, frankly panicked spikes. The distress call is so clear you don't need to be a scientist to see it. And it's not just thirst. The AI is learning to pick out all kinds of distinct signatures. It can now identify the signals for when pests are attacking or when the soil is missing something important. And get this, it can even detect warnings being sent to neighboring plants. Perhaps the most mind-blowing thing is it can spot pre-visual fire risk indicators, meaning the plant is so dry it's a tinderbox long before we could ever see it with our own eyes.
And this is maybe the most profound piece of the whole puzzle. It's not just one tree screaming into the void. The data shows that this is an interconnected system, a network. Plants are actively communicating these stress signals across the ecosystem. It's like a biological internet, a forest-wide web of information. So, being able to understand this secret language, it's more than just a cool scientific discovery. This has the potential to completely change how we manage, protect, and maybe even save our planet. Let's just think about the real-world applications for a second. In agriculture, we could give crops exactly the water or fertilizer they need the moment they ask for it. No more guesswork. For our forests, we could spot a disease outbreak or drought stress weeks, maybe months before it's visible. We could get early warnings about wildfires based on how stressed the trees are. We could literally monitor the health of an entire ecosystem in real time.
This table really drives the point home. Look at the difference. Traditional methods are all reactive. We have to wait until we see a problem to fix it. This new bionic monitoring is proactive. It lets us see the problem before it even happens. It's faster, it covers a vastly larger area, and it's all automated. It's a total game changer.
In the ultimate vision here, the big goal, it's honestly breathtaking. The idea is to create a global network of these sensors, a planetary nervous system, a living, breathing health monitor for the world's forests, its farms, its jungles, a system that would let us listen to the Earth itself, and help it before disaster strikes.
So look, for all of human history, we basically treated the natural world as this silent, passive thing. But we were wrong. It has a voice. It's been talking, shouting, and whispering this entire time. We just didn't have the ears to hear it. And that leaves us with a really big question, doesn't it? Now that we can finally hear the forest, what's our responsibility to answer?